I think it's interesting the things that you're saying. What about the money? What about money? Because I feel like nowadays that's one of the things that people put as a huge priority. What about the money? How much should he make? Is it okay if someone is like not making any money and they say, "Hey, Terry, I'm gonna count on you, to hold us down"?
Because, yeah, I'm not saying he has to give me money. I'm not asking.
You're talking for him. You're saying for him, my brother, you yourself there, you should be able to afford yourself at least. That's what you're saying. Why is it all the time that, when the relationship is ending, you never hear a woman asking for their things back, but you always hear men asking for their things back? Like, "Hey, Terry, give me the iPhone that I bought you," type of vibe. And I was thinking to myself, this because usually men are the one who gets women things. So, okay. What have you done? What's the craziest thing that you've done for love?
When I was dating, giving my partner money, and sometimes even for the most stupidest of things. And I'm just like,
Wow.
I'm so blinded by that person that I would even think to give someone money for like stupid things.
That you say, "I gave you money for this and I think this is stupid." What is that?
Please, okay, example, please give me money so I can play Betway. That was stupid.
Since I have to be specific, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but black women hate plans, bro. I don't know why. In my experience, some things that I've realized actually, that sounds stupid. For an example, when you say out loud, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's where we come from and stuff like that. Talking to a black guy, elokishini, othandana nentombazane elokishini, and the guy is saying, "Yo, mina ngifuna ukuba nama-million, mina ngifuna ukwenza million, and this is my plan to make that million." It's almost like it's okay when we just say it, but not do it.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yes, Terry. How have you been? Before I even ask you all these questions that we said we're going to talk about today, how have you been?
Yes.
How have you been?
I've been okay. And yourself?
I've been great. Life has been great, actually. Haven't heard from you in a long time. Even when I was still in South Africa, I didn't hear from you, Terry. I thought you were dead.
Don't say that.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I have my moments where I just disappear.
You did disappear. It's been a long time. Actually, the last time I saw you, maybe did I see you when I was postgraduate? I don't remember.
No, yeah, I did.
Oh, really? Wow, okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, cool. You love podcast. So what do you love about podcasting?
That's a good question. I think I'm a person that likes like audio, so I like to hear someone speak. I like to listen to podcasts, not so much watch them.
Oh, you like to
So I find
listen.
it,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Or not so much watch. Actually, I'm the other way around. I like the visuals. Like when I see people talk rather than listening. You are like the radio type of person then.
Almost, but I feel like podcasts are more like, I don't know what word to say, but they're more like, oh my gosh, I can't find the word. But I feel like they're more planned out, they're more structured, I guess. That's what I mean.
Okay. Cool. What do you do now, Terry? I heard yo, my goodness, Terry. When was the last time I even heard from Terry, bro? I can't believe it. Like, Terry. What do you do now, Terry? My God.
Terry. It's been, yeah, it has. It really has.
Yeah, it's been what?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's really been.
See, yeah. Like even other people that we're studying with, like I don't see people. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Are you still based in PMB?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, okay. That's
And you,
cool.
where are you at?
Bruh, I'm a Chinese kid now, bruh. My Chinese baby now. My name is Qing Liang. It's my name now.
There's a monkey. There's a monkey by my window. Like, I'm just okay. The monkey's gone. Like literally, there's monkeys everywhere where I live. Yeah. Okay. And how are you finding it that side? Like,
How am I finding China?
yeah.
It's great, bruh. China is brilliant. Like, it's great. It's very hard, even because even when I first came here, I thought I'm only gonna be here for 1 year. That was the plan. I came here. I told myself
Yes.
I'll live in China for 1 year and go back home. That was the plan in the beginning, and well, things didn't turn out like that. Look at me.
Yes.
5 years later, still going home.
But I think that's good. Like, fun.
Uh,
Place and like, and enjoying it. I mean, that's what life is about.
It's great,
Honestly.
actually. It's great. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I feel like to a certain extent I can say that. I think you know how I feel.
Yes.
I think I like the idea of having to leave. I'll be like, I'm in South Africa, and I know that okay, I have to leave. Like I have somewhere else to be. I have to go somewhere. Rather than when I'm in the same space, I feel like I'm stagnant in that place. So I think that idea maybe, yeah, I like it. I guess in that sense, it's an extent I can say. Yeah, but it's at the same time, I think the hurtful thing is that when you do what I do, when you come live overseas for so long, your life at home is gone. Your life is the life that you live. So you cannot say you have a life back home now. So that's
Yeah, that's
that's tough. That's the tough part, because when you go back home, people have moved on. Like it's almost like you getting to see how life would be like when you passed away. Because people move on.
There is.
Yep, people move
Yeah.
on, Terry. That's what happens. Yeah, people move on. They have to move on. Like you are no longer there. I mean, because even your friends, your best friends, I mean, it's friends on paper now, not in life. Because in life they have things and places to be. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it changes. Changes.
Wow, that's
Yeah. So Terry,
that's a
can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. Yes.
yes, I can.
Okay. Cool. You were saying that's a bit what?
Sorry.
You were saying that's a bit. I thought I caught you.
I don't know.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Anywho, so Terry, you said you want us to talk about what today? Relationships, right?
Yeah, relationships. I think
Uh-huh.
there's something. That we can all relate to in some kind of way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. Actually, maybe
My
it's just
voice,
when you were just talking about all kinds of relationships in a sense, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
all kinds of relationships. But some of, the questions that I have are mainly based on like romantic relationships.
Oh, brilliant! Even better. I like it. Oh, okay. You wanna go first? Do you wanna go first and start asking me a question, or should I go first?
I think you go first because I feel like,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
you need to be the leader.
Okay. Yes. No problem. No problem. I got you. Just quick question, Terry. Okay. Because I don't know what's your status now. Are you married?
Hell no.
Hell no, you're not married. Okay, cool. This question works even better if you are not married. Because actually, where I was going was, do you think marriage is necessary now in the context of life as we know it now? or you think marriage maybe is outdated now, it doesn't fit or doesn't work for this generation, or do you think marriage is still valuable? What do you think?
That's a very tough question, but I'm going to answer it from obviously my experience.
Okay.
I think when it comes to marriage, it's a very serious. It's like a vow that you take before God. So I
Yeah.
feel like if you're going to get married, if
Yes.
you want to get married, you need to understand that it's a very serious commitment. So I think as our generation, we're doing so much. We're trying to build our careers. We're trying to create, wealth for, our
Yeah.
family. We also like trying to heal like the generational trauma.
Yeah.
So I feel like, in a sense, as much as it may seem that marriages are not so common, I think we do want that. But I also feel like in the space that we are, it's not a must,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
And when I see people getting married, especially for my generation,
Yeah.
sometimes you see people are getting married like after their 30s, after their 40s, and
That's
there's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I
True.
just think we're in a space of understanding that marriage is not the be all and end all of a relationship. Of it's not the only goal in life, or it's not a goal for some people. So I think for me that's how I feel about it. It's not outdated,
Yeah.
but I just feel like we've got different things that we need to do in our generation.
Okay. So for you, would you say marriage then is a goal, or is not a goal for you too?
Personally, when I was younger, I felt like, okay, that's one of my goals. But as as I've grown older, I realized that one of my personal goals actually is just to do better for myself. Because I feel like if I can't do better for myself, how can I completely love someone and commit to them when I can't commit to myself? So right now, that's not even on my mind.
So what do you mean when you say
Yeah.
you can't commit to yourself? In what sense?
I think for me, it's like some of the time I don't always focus on myself and I don't always put myself first. I think sometimes that's what we do, especially in our generation. We're trying to, you know, break that trauma of, having to put other people first before yourself. And that's something that I need to do. I'm learning. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
That's interesting. At what age did you start dating?
Um, I would say not like serious dating. I would say like 15.
Oh, okay.
But I think with, a little bit more long term, I would say from like first year. Yeah.
Oh, university first
So it's
year.
like how old? Yeah. So like 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you
you?
and your longest relationship? And you saying and me? I mean, actually, I started in high school. Like, I think I was doing like grade 11. Yeah. I started in high school. I started having, funny enough, a serious relationship in high school at grade 11. Like, serious in the sense that, I mean, it's the first time I introduced a partner to my family. I was in grade 11. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and well, we're gonna get to that, but anyway, yeah, for me it was grade 11.
Okay.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool. So now, with that being said, you said you started dating in high school too, but a serious relationship was in first year. How long was your the longest relationship that you've been to in your life? How long was it?
I think the longest one that I've been, it was going for 3 years, was like Yeah, like a few months shy of 3 years. Um,
Yeah. Okay. What do you think like was maybe most relevant thing about it for it to last that long compared to other relationships maybe that you might have experienced?
I think in that relationship, I felt like I genuinely, if I'm pronouncing it right, I really did love my partner at that time. I really loved him, and I felt that he loved me. And so I think that's why our relationship,
Yeah.
was so, longevity and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of love there.
Okay. So
I
in
would say that.
okay, like I would assume. I mean, given how old we are now, like we've experienced so much in life, right? We've experienced so much in life.
Yes.
What would you say is maybe the for you, like if you look back into your relationships, right, that you have, is like that's one thing that you feel like is like maybe a big contribution to a relationship not working out.
Okay, so just to clarify, one thing that contributes
Yeah.
to a relationship not working.
Yeah, like whereby you've noted
You,
this thing that's always appears, it's always there somehow when a relationship is not working, like something that's contribute to a relationship failing. What would you say is that?
okay, for me, it's when there's no empathy in a relationship.
Oh.
No, for example, if I'm going through something, and say for example, my partner is like, you know, comforting me, but in a sense that, he's not allowing me to feel my emotions. He's not allowing me to, walk with me on that journey. I think it's not going to work out. We have to show each other empathy.
So you want to feel like the person is there like with you and like they care basically, you want someone to embrace you in that sense.
Yes, and I think also to, if I want that, I also need to provide that. So if the relationship does not have that kind of,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, no support, then
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then, with that being said, I would assume that someone who's empathetic is one thing that you would look for, like in a relationship, that someone will have a sense of empathy. So, but then, what other expectations would you have from someone that you like, that you want to be a partner with? What would you look for?
So is it a multitude of things, or you're asking like one thing that
No,
stands
no, you
out?
can say any things. It's a category just of things that you say. Okay, these maybe are my top 5 things that I will say I look for. Like if you like want to be a partner with someone, what do you look for from that person?
Oh, well, I said empathy is one of them.
Yeah.
For me is communication. It's not always easy to communicate, but I think that's important. And also comprehension, because I feel like you cannot communicate without understanding what that person is saying. Um, you put me on the spot, hey. I think I think someone who's genuine, like in whatever they do, they're genuine, they are being sincere.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That
It's interesting that
I think that's all they come.
Okay, I think it's interesting the things that you're saying. What about the money? What about money? Because I feel like nowadays that's one of the things that people put as a huge priority. What about the money? How much should he make? Is it okay if someone is like not making any money and they say, "Hey, Terry, I'm gonna count on you, to hold us down. I can't keep the lights on, So what about that? What about that aspect? Is this something that you still I mean, consider like that it doesn't matter if they have money or not, or what's up about that?
Okay, in all honesty,
Yeah.
money is not always a big thing for me, especially now. But I feel like after being traumatized by I'll just say the last two relationships when it comes to finances.
Mm-hmm.
A man, my future partner, wherever he is, he needs to come with his own financial stability.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I'm not saying he has to give me money. I'm not asking.
You're talking for
For
him.
yours.
You're saying for him, my brother, you yourself there, you should be able to afford yourself at least. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
just take care of yourself. Like, don't be asking me for things that are not, that are irrelevant. Like, you can ask me for it. Please can you help me with this? That's fine. But I cannot be providing for you in the sense that I don't have money now because you need it. Yeah, I'm done with that.
Oh, shucks. Actually, I didn't know that there are women who give guys money, actually. You guys do that? Like, I don't know women do that. Actually, because I saw a post, right? And we were talking about, on the post, this post has been trending on Facebook, I think. And the post says, why is it all the time that, when the relationship is ending, you never hear a woman asking for their things back, but you always hear a man asking for their things back. Like, hey, Terry, give me the iPhone that I bought you, type of vibe. And I was thinking to myself, this because usually men are the one who gets women things. Women hardly gets men things, right? For points in question, actually, I'm looking at myself now. I don't have a thing that any of my exes could be looking for. Like, they've never given me anything before. So I don't own anything that I was, like, given by a girl. Never in my life. I don't have anything that I can say, yo, this particular thing, an ex-girlfriend bought it for me, and here it is.
Yeah.
They can ask for it back, right? I don't have that. I've never had that. But as for me and the things that I've spent on people, it's just it's way beyond, actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
what I'm
surprised.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say reciprocation is very important. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Because I cannot lie and say, I've never been gifted like some beautiful gifts
Okay.
from people that I've dated.
Okay.
I've got some beautiful things from people that have been in a relationship.
Okay.
But then I also tried my best to also give them something.
Okay.
Whether it's something materialistic, or if it's something like, taking them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. What have you done? Like, what's the craziest thing that you've done for love? And you're like, yo, I fucked up on that one, but I did it for love. What's the craziest thing that you can share that you think you've done for love? Like, you were like, yo, I did that, but that was just for love.
I think the same thing that I just spoke about, money. Like,
Ooh.
if I look back, I'm like, why did I do that?
Why did I do that?
Like,
I see.
Like, when I was dating, giving my partner money, and sometimes even for the most stupidest of things, and I'm just like, I
Wow.
was so blinded by that person that I would even think to give someone money for like stupid things. Yeah,
So, Katie, I'm sorry.
sorry.
You've been saying something around that. You're saying stupid things. Please share one thing that you regard as stupid to give for someone for money, like for love. I mean, that you say, I gave you money for this, and I think this is stupid. What is that?
Please, example. Please give me money so I can play Betway. That was stupid.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. How much? Let's give how much. Let's talk about that. How much? Let's make an estimation between this much and this much would be stupid. Because I feel like if someone say, please give me money to play for Betway, I mean, I would expect like a 50 rand, 100 rand. I don't know how much for it to be stupid. Because I mean, what do you think? I don't know. How much is that?
You see, the thing is, it's not just asking at one time. It's like how many times are you going to ask? So maybe it's like 50 rand or 100 rand. But then if you keep asking, it's going to, count up. It's going to end up being a large amount. And to be honest, I cannot give you an amount because it's been multiple times. So,
I see. Because now
yeah,
it ends up like accumulating. Okay, I see. If someone always does that, the same thing.
yes.
Yo, some men are lucky. They have women who give them money. I have never, like, bruh, I have never. A girl gives me what? Where? Like, bro, I never, bruh. I've never had such a thing, actually. Women, you guys do that too? Huh.
Yes,
Okay.
we do.
Okay. Okay. This is the first time, actually, for me. I'm just learning that. Like, it's my first time hearing such a thing, actually. That a woman can be so in love with a guy that they're actually willing to spend money on them too. Right? Do you believe that? Do you believe that in a household, for an example, if let's say you're gonna live with a partner, like a man should be responsible for bills? What's your opinion on that? That a man should be responsible for bills. So, for an example, a man
Yes.
these like sets, you have to be the one who buys groceries, lights, pay rent if you are renting, pay for like water, anything that is need to be paid for in a household. Or do you think it should be 50-50? Where do you stand around that subject?
I do feel that a man has to pay bills, but yes, I could definitely do 50-50. I've never lived with a partner, so I can't say this is how it would be, but also to what are our salaries, you know? You know, sometimes, you know, maybe your partner's earning more, so that 50 is not going to impact you as
It
gonna
impacts them.
impact you.
Yeah, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, I get
So
you.
I think there has to be a decision made between two people. Be like, okay, I'm gonna cover this, I'm gonna cover that, I'm gonna cover this, and then if we need extra things, then you know, I think it just needs to have a mutual
Agreement.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay, whereby we agree that okay, you can, because this is maybe a little bit expensive for you. Here you can cover this, or I can cover this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes. That.
yeah. So what's the like for you? What would you say was the most important lesson that you've learned from like a past relationship that you're like, okay, I've learned that now. Like, okay, now I've learned that from this experience in the relationship.
You learned a lot.
You've learned a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things. Okay, I'll talk about two things.
Okay.
The first one is I learned that if I have the intention of dating someone, I need to really get to know them. Like I shouldn't rush, you know, the process of dating. For example, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't really have a chance to get to know the person. Be like, okay, how does this person react to certain things? And I think now when I'm moving forward, that's what I want to do. I regret not getting to know, you know, people before actually getting to a relationship with them. And another thing, just not putting myself first, always putting that other person first before myself. And yeah, those two things.
Oh, I see. Like when you say not putting yourself first, you mean in a sense that you take care of you first and not try to cater to the person all the time.
Yes, I felt like in like especially my recent relationships, I've always just wanted to worry about that person. What does that person need? What, you know, how can I comfort them immediately? And then by the time I have capacity for myself, it's like I can't, I'm so exhausted worrying about the other person.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, I follow you. Terry, I'm going to give you a chance
Yes.
now to ask me any questions that you have.
Okay.
Any question? Don't worry, I got you. This is my thing, Terry. I got you. Sure.
Question number one. So, what is your biggest turn off when it comes to dating or like being in a relationship? And you can choose one physical and one like emotional or personality. Yeah.
Yo, that's very okay. Good question. That would be so hard for me. Because I feel like for me, most of the time, um, well, my choices were mostly driven by how I feel, and which is something that I try to work on later on. Because my choices in relationships, by the way, because in my life, I don't care about how I feel for the most part. I do things because they have to be done. I do what has to be done rather than what I like and what I feel. I don't think like that for the most part. But I feel like in love relationships, I feel like my drive mostly was driven by feelings. So for the most part, I'm very tolerant, right? So it's hard for me to have like a 10 off or something like that. But maybe something that I will say to a certain extent I realized over time as a 10 off was just how when you are in a relationship, someone is not as invested in a relationship with as you are. Now, when I'm saying as invested, I'm not necessarily talking financially or anything like that. Actually, I don't care like whether my girlfriend has money or not, to be fair. But as invested as in like, do they even care to like check up on you constantly as you are, to do they care to communicate with you as much as you communicate with them, those type of things. So when you see that it seems like I'm like chasing forever, even after we're in a relationship, I have to play chase. I feel like for me that would be like one of the biggest turn offs, whereby your partner is not as invested as I am in a relationship. So of course that would be a turn off. You said another. Yeah, that's a general one I would give, yeah, as a turn off for me in a relationship, yeah.
Would there be one that's physical or that just doesn't matter to you?
Now, once I'm in a relationship with you, this means I love you physically. I mean, I'm attracted to you because that's what I see first.
Okay.
So that's what, I don't think there would be something that is a turn off physically because I'm in a relationship with you. Because I wouldn't get in a relationship with someone that I have a turn off. Like physically, that wouldn't make sense, in a relationship. That I'm in a relationship and I have a physical turn off of my partner. Not really, actually, nah. I think so. We are back. You good?
Okay.
Cool.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, what was the second question?
No, I was just asking, do you want me to repeat the first question or I can move on to the next one?
It's cool. The first question I think we covered. We can move on to the next one.
Okay, the next one is kind of similar.
Okay.
But maybe you can like something else. So, what is the one quality in a partner that is a non-negotiable for you? Like, if you want to date this person and they have a certain quality, you cannot tolerate. Like, it's done. You're not even gonna go there with that person. What is that one quality that you just cannot accept?
What do you mean, like qualities in like something that a person has that I cannot accept in a relationship?
Yes, like maybe it's their personality, maybe it's their attitude to certain things, maybe so say for example maybe they support an idea that you feel is wrong. So maybe that's like, okay, I cannot date you because
Terry, let me tell you something. I've kissed frogs, bro. Yo, I've kissed frogs. For love, I've kissed frogs. Yo, snakes, bro. I think for me, actually, for me, for me, the most turn off thing I would say that I have, it's just, I just don't like a partner that lies and cheats, and for me that's the biggest turn off. I don't like that. That's so one thing. As far as personalities and stuff, I don't really see much. As long as you're not a weirdo, just I understand you. That's it. I'm good. But I don't look too deep actually as to people's personalities. I've dated girls that are quieter. I've dated girls that are loud. I don't think actually I give much thoughts in that. I would say
Yes.
I just love beautiful women, man. That's for me though. And then as
Yeah.
to how you are, I work around, to try. Although I have to admit, I have things that I will say like, yo, I have issues with, but not necessarily that I will say to the point whereby like we have to break up. I always think like in a relationship anyway, you're always gonna have things with the partner that you disagree with, where you are not with them at all when it comes to that. I dated this girl actually. I just didn't like how she would talk about, like, for an example, when anything that we talk about and I mention my family, like her attitude towards my family, and she didn't even meet my family, by the way. She doesn't know anyone in my family, but her attitude towards that, like for me, I had a problem with that. Like her attitude towards my family. Like, for an example, let's say you're talking about, yo, I need to do this for my brother, this and that. Why don't your brother do things for themselves? Like, yo, bro, chill out. This is my family, right? You don't know what they've done for me.
Yeah.
Like, so shut the F up. Those type of things now. I don't like that type of thing. Like someone to say, yo, why you have to do that for your brother, or why you have to do this for your sister, or why your mom, why your granny this? Nah. That's my family. You don't know. You just got here. Nah, bruh. Nah. That's those. I don't like that. Otherwise, I don't mind as long as you are able to talk about things. That's another thing. Actually, maybe I can mention is, even if I disagree with you, Terry, I want us to agree to disagree and leave it at that. That's me and you don't find each other on this part. We disagree with each other. The only problem that I start to have, especially with the Jesus people, is that they want you to accept everything that they are, like, or that they believe. They want you to be that too and accept it with them. But that's not me though. That's you thing, right?
Yes.
But then if you want me now to be you and be that thing with you, that's another thing that I would say, but I don't have things that I would feel like maybe have gotten to a point whereby I would say they turn off, because I feel like in a relationship we should be able to talk about things no matter how much we disagree, like, because anyway you always gonna have, even if you go to a next person, there's always gonna be something whereby you don't find each other. So I like to table things. If someone is able to talk, then we're good.
I like that response. I think if us as people, thought about things more, I think maybe we would be happier in our relationship.
Maybe true. But people sometimes they don't want to, because people have non-negotiables, I would say, and then they don't want them to even have a conversation with you about things, and then they want you to be those things that they are non-negotiable for them, but you are not that, but they still want you, but they still have this thing that they don't want to negotiate about or talk about. And that's where I have problems, where people come in with things that they carry and then they want another person to be that. Nah.
Yeah, that is true. You can't force someone to be something that they're not.
Yeah, true.
Then you must just go on else.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. For the next one, it's a bit like reflective.
Yeah.
So if you could go in time, what would you do better in terms like of a relationship? And that could be even something about yourself. Like, what could you do better for yourself?
Oh, I'm perfect.
In your relationship?
Can't change anything. I'm amazing. I'm joking. Oh my goodness. Okay. I would say one mistake maybe that I made. I don't think as much as at least things turned up well for me and they worked out, but I would still regard this as a fault though in my experiences, like in a relationship, is I actually I actually wanted. It's almost like I came into a relationship with a plan, right? And then I want the person to fit a plan. And the person doesn't want that plan. They never had a plan. They don't. And I've noticed this thing in my experience. I have to be specific, guys. I'm sorry to say this, but black women hate plans, bro. I don't know why. in my experience, I'm talking about people that have dated, they hate plans. They don't want to plan anything. They just want us to just live and experience life, you know. And for me, for the most part, I have like targets. I know where I'm gonna be, when, and stuff like that. So in the relationship that I had, like the longest relationship in my life was 5 years. It lasted for 5 years actually. That relationship nearly killed me. But anyway, so in that relationship, I structured my life. I was thinking of my life around the person. Do you see? I didn't see my life outside the person. So everything about me was structured around the person. Okay, I want to study, finish my degree. After my degree, I need to find a job. That was me. Everything was around the person that I'm with, because I'm seeing my life with that person. So I'm planning things with the person. Not with them there with me, but in my life, I'm planning my life with them in that life. You see? Now, what if the person is not there? What if they change and they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore? What if they choose someone else? You know, they have, like, whatever that happens in relationships. Then what? So I would say that's the biggest fault that I will say I blame myself, actually, only myself, actually, on this one. That I allowed myself to be like that. And I noted this very later on when I, you know, as I date, that actually the biggest issue is me having a plan, knowing where I'm going, and coming with a plan to people who don't have plans. And maybe sometimes they don't know where they're going yet. And then you want to fit them into your plan. Do you see? Exactly, you know, because it's okay. Some things that I've realized actually, that sounds stupid. For an example, when you say out loud, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's where we come from and stuff like that. You know, talking to a black guy, elokishini, and the guy is saying, yo, mina ngifuna ukuba nama million, mina ngifuna ukwenza million, and this is my plan to make that million. It's almost like it's okay when we just say it, but not do it. You see, yeah. So I feel like that's where the issue also was, because I always knew I wanted to have money, but maybe not this much as I have now. But I always knew that's the life I wanted to live and what I want to do, you know, to a certain extent, you know. Although I wasn't sure exactly the exact thing that I'm gonna do, but I just knew that's like I want to do something about my life, and I want to do this, and I'm serious about doing those things. And it just never worked though with other people, because other people don't necessarily aspire to the same things, or even if they aspire to the same things, they're just not willing to work towards them, like in your way. They might have their own plan that is different from yours. So for me, that's a big one for me that I had, planning my life around another person. The worst thing you can do for your life. You're the worst. Never do that, kids. Stupid. It's dumb, bruh.
No, I agree. And sometimes you never know, that person can just leave you like now, and you become so shattered because you've literally made this person like a priority.
Of course, that's what would happen, because you prioritize them, you put everything. Yeah, that's what will happen, especially because they become key to the plan working out. Hey, bro, yeah. So definitely.
Now I hear you. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel like I can understand what you're saying. Okay, do you want to go on to the next question?
Yeah, you can.
So what do you feel like? What are the things that make dating so difficult these days? Like, you know, like let's say the last 5 years. What has come up that has just made things so difficult, like for us in our generation to date?
Okay, now this me personally, this is what I realized. It's actually to find someone to date, especially if you have money. And I'm sorry to say this, but I do have money. If you have money, to find someone to date, is not hard, actually. You know, it's not hard. The problem, though, to find a partner, like someone to, like, that's different. That's a different game, you know? To find someone to just have sex with, or pointless things that are not going anywhere. Oh, poison. Come on now. We can do this now, live, and still find a person. That's just, like, bruh, it's so easy. That's the thing. Like, the relationships now, I feel like they lack substance. You know, it's not like where people used to date for like, targeted things, like whereby people will say, yo, okay, we love each other, let's actually work on something. Things are not, for some whatever reason, I feel like in our generation, things are just not as important anymore. Like, yo, bruh, things are just not important to us. Yeah, life is just, everything is just whatever it is. It's just things that are just not as important. We don't think things like that. I feel like people don't, we hardly, like, now we lack that. If you think about it, Terry, how many weddings have you been to in the last 5 years? Bruh. Yo, bruh, like, yo. Only
one.
Exactly. I'm sure even if you were to count people that that have gotten married, they're not that many. Probably 5 couples or something like that. Like, it's just not happening, bruh. Like, it's not the same, because we just don't have the same values. I will say also there is no same drive, and there's so many contributing factors to that, right? It's just change in the market, like, from what people are looking for now in relationships has changed, because we know now. The reason I was asking you about money, because that's a big deal now. Yo, bro, it's a make or break thing now. Like, yeah, like, people will tell you, oh, but I'm about the moolah, bro. I ain't about to date a broke nigga. Like, girls will tell you live now that this is what it's about, divorce things, divorce are very high. Cheating, lying, men not being responsible, women not being responsible too. Like, it's a lot of things. It's just the game is just not the same. Yeah, I would say that's just one thing. Like, it's just not the same anymore. Like, we don't have those values, Yeah, I would say that.
I like what you said, is that there's a lack of substance. I think that's so true.
Of course, well, bruh, as I'm telling you right now, bruh, to find someone to sleep with is easier than to find someone to be in a relationship with. Trust me, especially if there is money involved. I can tell you this, I know this. For sure, it's different, bruh. Like, it's different. It's not longer our grandmothers and them, all these things that they had to do. If you look at the things, the struggles they were going through, like at the times of apartheid and what's not, whatever this was going through, they were going through back then. No cell phones to call your partner. We have better communication. You would think our lives would be better in terms of relationships. On paper, they should be better if you think about them on paper, right? Compared to people who wouldn't see their wives for 6 months because they are in a war somewhere and still come back at home and things still work. Like, bro, it's not the same, bro. Like, it's not. If I listen to my grandmother talking about how my grandpa would have to leave and work in Joburg, and she was back there in the rural areas, and I'm like, bro, how y'all actually kept this together? Like, the hell, bro? Like, because that doesn't fly anymore. Like, that wouldn't happen now, Long distance relationships are very hard, like, to do it like back in the old days, because for the most part, substance. We don't have substance like that. We don't, bro. This generation, nah. I feel like the 2Ks are even worse, though.
I think they're just on another level that we will never understand.
It's getting worse and worse, though. Yeah.
It is. I think, just to add on to what you were saying, that the lack of substance, it's also like this idea of rushing everything. You meet a person for 1 date, 2 dates, next thing you guys are in a relationship. I feel like we don't get time to actually know the person that we have an intention of dating. Because some people can pretend to be what you want for like 3 months, and then they show their true colors. And then what people need to take time.
I think is what motivates that too is because how fast life is nowadays. Like, life is very fast paced now. Yeah, things are moving really quick. So yeah.
Yes. Yo, that's hectic, but that is so true.
Yeah.
Okay. This one might be a bit controversial.
Should.
And we definitely gonna differ in opinions, because it's like very traditional.
Okay.
So for you, what are your thoughts on someone wanting their partner to be submissive? And obviously I'm talking in the sense of a heterosexual relationship.
Okay,
Like-
let's address
like
submissive
men-
in what way?
No, I'm saying heterosexual relationship, so it's just men and women. It's
Yeah,
not-
I understand. I'm saying, but so you're saying, what do I think about my partner being submissive? In what way? What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, what are your thoughts
Uh-huh.
on someone wanting their partner to be submissive? So maybe you have a friend and they're like, oh, I want my girlfriend to be submissive. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Okay. When you say submissive, I don't. Maybe like submissive, as in like you know how rural women are like towards men, like they will kneel with their food and those type of submission, or you mean sexually? Like in what way?
No, definitely not sexually. I
Okay,
mean, like, almost like,
okay.
yeah, I think,
You mean like in a in a
Oh.
traditional rural women type of man? Oh, baba, na kugu is that type of vibe.
yeah, and also just like letting the man be the head of the household.
Oh,
type of
okay,
thing.
okay.
And, you know, yeah,
Okay. So, okay, my opinion on that, actually, you asked the right person that question, right? The right guy. I'm Zulu in the core, right? But for some reason, I don't know, I'm so Zulu, right? I'm a Zulu guy, trust me. But for some reason, I tend to
Yes.
differ, for the most part, from traditional Zulu ways. For whatever reason, I tend to differ slightly. I believe, actually, a person, a woman being submissive in a relationship is not something that you can negotiate with a woman. The woman will be submissive with you if she is actually happy also about you and the role that you play in her life, right? I wouldn't expect someone that to be submissive, for an example, to you, but you don't buy food in the house. She has to go work and buy food and you're unemployed. Like, you know, I wouldn't, you know, so I feel like those expectations, they come with the price that people don't want to pay, but they want the price for it. It doesn't work like that, you know. Submission is not something that I can say, Terry, you are my wife now. You have to wear like this, dress up like this, and do this. No, when you give me food, do it like this. It's not something that we can do like that. It's a lifestyle. Right? It's a lifestyle. It's not something we can talk about and negotiate. It's a lifestyle. It's something that happens naturally in the chemistry of the relationship. You will feel that, oh, as much as I don't have to tell you, you know, actually, I don't like those things, actually, where women will have to kneel and shit like that. I hate that thing, to be honest with you. I hate it, actually. But anyway, let's say for that to happen, though, it's because you feel the chemistry of the relationship will make the relationship to be whatever it is, you know. You can have two partners that are like just wild together, you know. They're just wild together, you know. You see them, there's so much energy between the two partners, right? On the other hand, you might have two partners whereby the man is like, you know, the head, all the decision on them. The women get told what to be done or what to do, rather than them contributing to. You might find that, but that, in my opinion, that comes with the chemistry of the relationship, naturally how the relationship is. But when it's time, when you have to negotiate that means something is wrong with your guys' relationship, right? Because you wouldn't have to tell someone to be things like that. The relationship will dictate itself, your personality towards your partner, what your partner also loves you, like it depends on what they love you for, right? And then they will see the need to be submissive to you depending on the expectations and you meeting up the requirements for her to be submissive. I think that's where the problem actually is the most for me, right? But I'm glad that you're asking this question. Another thing, because now this what you're saying takes me to this thing that I'm thinking about. Someone was asking me, so what do I believe? Like, do I believe in his temple? You know his temple, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and me personally, I would never, bruh. I would never. Like, I would never have that. No ways. Polygamy, not me, bro. Never. Like, I just. For me, and it's so weird because I'm Zulu, but for me, it's just, it doesn't even sound right. Like, I can't imagine I'm sleeping here and the other wife is on the other house. They know that I'm sleeping with this one today. And like, bruh, where the fuck do you get the, like, no. And then I come back and say, I love you. Like, the cringiness I feel even saying that. Like, bro, I am not judging anyone who's doing that. That's your business. You can do it. I can't.
Yeah.
That's my point. I cannot do that. You know, I'm just that type of guy. I can't do that. I feel cringy actually, even saying that. I remember in high school. I had an issue. Right, I broke up with my girlfriend.
Yes.
After breaking up with my girlfriend, like we broke up, we had our things whereby we'll break up like 2 months or something like that, 3 months. In that 3 months, 2 to 3 months, I found another person, right? Another girlfriend. Once I found this person, you know, somehow me and my ex work our things back together. Now I have this person. One day,
Yes.
the girl that I'm in a relationship with called me. I talked to her over the phone, and she says she loved me. I say I love you too. Good night. She's okay. Bye. Sure. And then my ex, who's now my girlfriend again, calls me too. And I talk to her, and I had to say I love you to her too. Bruh, I was so mad at myself for that. The whole night I couldn't sleep. I still remember. It felt so cringy. Like that's how it felt. To say I love you to someone else and call another person and say the same, bruh. It takes another. I feel like it takes like a person who's able to hold things. I don't know how, bruh. Like I have no idea how you do that. To me, it feels cringy. Like it's so cringy.
Yeah.
Like how it feels like, now I have to say I love you to this person, and I know exactly where I am now. Like I know the person I love is my ex, the person that I was in a relationship with originally, and we just do these things where we have a fight, we broke up, that's it. But I love that person. But now I have to say I love you to this person because I'm with this person now, and I'm going back to my ex. And I realized in that moment that I'm not that guy. I just cannot do polygamy. I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like also I'm sentimental to a certain extent, I will say. So for me to have to go somewhere else and sleep with that person, and tomorrow I know I'm with, cringy as hell for me. It's cringy. So yeah, that's where I stand around that.
It is. It really is. And the reason why I ask this question is because it comes from an experience that I had. If you don't mind me sharing.
Oh, you can share.
So I was dating a guy, and I felt like I was the man in the relationship because, financially, and also like just in terms of I was so invested, way more than the guy was.
Oh.
And we'd often have like arguments and stuff because I would express to him like, I feel like you don't give me time. I feel like, with this money situation, like I can't keep giving you money. Like you need to understand that, I've got things to see to. So we used to have a lot of arguments. And he used to say to me, you know what, you must just learn to be submissive. You must just learn to be submissive when it comes to me.
Nah, bruh, it doesn't work like that.
How can I be submissive when you're not giving me anything to submit to?
Bruh, that's the thing. Like, how? Nah, bruh, it doesn't work like that. Because the submission thing also comes with, like, it's like, it has a power dynamic in it. You can't just say someone should be submissive. You don't hold it down. Like, bruh, it has a power dynamic. You should be holding it down, and they know this is a person who holds it down in this house, right? And then the partner can be submissive to you. You cannot just ask people to be submissive. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly, especially if you're not bringing it. When I mean someone not bringing anything to the table, no support emotionally, taking advantage of you, manipulating you. Like you cannot expect those things and ask for someone to be like, ask your woman to be like, no, don't be so aggressive, don't be like this, don't be like that. But what are you doing? That was just like, yo, guys.
No, I feel you. I understand. I feel like people will, as I said, is that thing of wanting something and not having the price for it, because you should be able to hold it down on your end. I don't think why people even say that. Like once you have to say to your girl, you have to be submissive to me, you've lost it. Like, bruh, you don't have to say this. The relationship will be whatever that it is naturally, like chemistry wise. You might have small things here and there that you might say maybe you don't like. It's like if your partner's gonna say, yo babe, actually I don't like you leaving and not saying anything, who's being a sasa or something like that, and you don't come back home. Those are things that you can talk about, those type of things. I understand. But some other things like being submissive or not is something that a relationship would dictate. Actually, you can't say it. It will just happen depending on the relationship dynamics themselves. So yeah,
that's exactly how I feel. And I think sometimes I would say some men have this weird idea of submission as a certain thing. And for me, I think submission is, I don't know, we can define it differently, and it's up to you how you want to define it in your relationship. So yeah.
I feel you. Okay, Terry. Okay, those are all the questions that we had.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that's our 1 hour too. Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you, Sister Terry. Actually, it was so unexpected. I'm like, Terry, I thought you were joking. Actually, and you were like, no, I'm serious. Actually, I want to. Thank you. Actually, now I'm going to ask you probably again sometime. I don't know when, but I'm probably you're gonna be one of the people now that I invite to talk to, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, because I like talking.
Really, but you never struck me as someone who likes talking. Actually, because you were always like the quiet one.
I think sometimes I'm quiet, and I reserve the talking.
Yeah.
For like my close people.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm learning to be a bit more open to talking.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Terry. Lovely conversation. Cool.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah, it was very great. I'm gonna text you and ask you to send me that picture.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Sure, Terry.
Okay.
Bye.